Hello and welcome to Die Rollin. I'm the ever-excitable Adam, and today we're going to be playing Shiver, the role-playing game. So this is a horror role-playing game by Parable Games, which they've got a new version of this coming out on Kickstarter next week, which is why they sent us a lovely PDF version of the core rulebook and the Cursed Library. The Cursed Library being a series of adventures, which you can connect if you wish. And I've chosen one of the best kind of one-shot adventures in there. Some of them you can play over several sessions, but I was thinking let's do this in one evening. So we're playing Mr. Husk, or as I call it, the Harvest. And I didn't call it Mr. Husk because I didn't want to give away that their main enemy would be what it is. So join me and some of my friends as we go through the Shiver role-playing game. Okay, so thank you for joining me this evening, guys. For those who don't know me, which is nobody actually currently in this conversation, I'm Adam from Die Rollin. We're a board game feed on Instagram and YouTube. I say we, it's mainly me, and I pull in various friends of mine to help me, because, you know, nobody wants to see me playing with myself. Speaking of playing with ourselves, we are joined by Matt, the offline gamer. Who's a lovely chap when you're just generally. This is a nice chap. He's a good.
Oh, thanks, mate.
So Matt is a board game reviewer, amongst many other things.
Yeah. Reviewer, podcaster, YouTuber.
That's it, all the things. So yeah, we'll, at the end of this as well, we'll say where everyone can find people in the old socials. We have Doddy from Some Games.
Hello.
Who's also a YouTuber, Instagrammer, board game expert to some degree.
Oh, expert? Okay, I'll take that.
Perfect. And speaking of experts, we have the most prolific actress I know, or actor. I don't want to be cancelled here. So, Izzy Page. Hello.
Hello. I was just checking what my Instagram is in case you asked me, because I can't remember. Hi. Yeah, so I don't really have anything to plug that's particularly relevant. I have an Instagram which is pictures of me wearing costumes. I don't really know if anyone's interested in that.
Don't downplay it. It's great, Izzy. It's fantastic. Yeah, so we're going to be playing a game of Shiver, which is a role-playing game. It's horror-themed. So as Izzy is in the family way, I won't make it too scary because I don't want to start anything, the process off too soon. I don't want to be responsible for that. So we're going to be playing it. You can play it at level 1, which is like Scooby-Doo horror, or you can play it at level 5, which is kind of Texas Chainsaw. I go into very descriptive words about people's insides on the outside, which we're not going to do. So we're going to kind of go in the middle. So it might be a little scary, but not too scary. It's not going to be very scary because you can't see my face. So that's the main thing. I'm not going to scare anyone off with that. So, I know we've done this off camera, but if you can once again go through who your characters are, what they're about, and then I will kick us off. And it's also worth noting before we begin, I've never ran this before. So this is my very first go at running Shiver, so it might be a bit janky at points, but I will try and keep it moving, keep it flowing, and hopefully the main thing is we all have fun this evening. Perfect. So, Matt, can you tell us about your character?
My character is Doug Peterson, a 40-year-old director of photography on this endeavour. He goes by DP. He gets very annoyed if people don't call him DP because he is the director of photography and he is Doug Peterson. He is a Vietnam vet, and anything else I guess we'll find out as we go through the story.
Perfect. Doddy?
That's such a dodgy end. I'm Chester Malone. I'm the cameraman. Yeah, that's pretty much me. I'm obsessed with getting the best shots and camera angles during any shoots. A very, very big risk taker.
Great. And Izzy?
I am Elise Johnson. I'm an actor or actress who was sort of famous as a teen and young adult, and since then hasn't had very much success, and is excited to do this job because it's better. It's a bigger part in a film whereas she normally gets crap TV jobs. So yeah, just kind of keen, I guess, and yeah, that's her.
Just like in real life, perfect. I mean, you guys are all playing characters that are very close to your own personal experiences, right, guys?
Yeah, sure.
Both
Yeah.
of you are veterans
I
of
like
war, so...
I like taking pictures. I like filming things.
Perfect. Okay, so just a very brief overview of Shiver before we get into it. Essentially, you guys are going to be given a story. You're going to try to work together to get from the very beginning to the very end, and hopefully you won't die in the process. You are going to be... I'll be asking you to roll various different dice, and you are using the online dice roller to do this, because then I can make sure you're not cheating by saying, oh, I got 3 successes, Adam. But I'm just going to take your word for it anyway, actually, because I can't see that, so I guess that's mute. Anyway, so we're going to be going into this head on, and good luck, guys. I hope you live to tell the tale of what happens in The Harvest, which is, incidentally, the name of this module. So, it's 1975, a couple of years after Nam, and you are in the middle of nowhere in a run-down, janky old van. It smells of BO and greasy food. You've been in this van for about a week, checking out the Midwest of America to try and find a location for the new horror film that your director and his girlfriend, writer, are trying to get off the ground. Now, he's saying that this is going to be the next Jaws, which incidentally released this year and did very well in the cinemas. But he's come up with a great idea, and you're all on board because you believe in this guy's vision. He came up to you one day over lunch and he said, you know what? I think it would be really cool if we did Jaws, but on land, and maybe we could call it Land Shark. So, the film you're involved in is called Land Shark, and it's going to be the best thing ever. Whether you believe that or not is up to you, but you are in this van, you have been for some time. Right, so driving the van is Colin Wexler. He is the maverick film director himself, and scribbling away at notes is his very shy, reserved girlfriend, Thelma, last name redacted, because she's a bit of a conspiracist nut. You don't really know too much about her. And they're just kind of chatting away in the front. Elise, what are you doing whilst this van is kind of just chunting through the Midwest?
I am thinking, when's the next stop? Because I really need the toilet.
It's very realistic. I'm enjoying this. Perfect. So you're kind of desperate for the loot at this point.
Yeah.
Doug, how about you?
I'm thinking, when's the next stop? Because I really want a Twinkie.
Okay, and Chester?
Probably thinking, when is the next stop, so I can get some shots for any posters.
Cool, for Land Shark. I like it.
Potential images, yeah.
Perfect. With a sudden jolt, the vehicle swerves, and then you hear the most awful juttering of the engine, and the front of the windscreen just goes black with smoke as the vehicle slowly grinds to a halt. Oh, shit, says Colin from the front. Oh, man, I knew we should have looked at under the hood of this thing before we took it out.
You didn't check it?
Oh, sure, bro. You go out and check it. You do you. Okay, so Chester, you slide open the side doors and you get out of the van. And as soon as you open the doors, everyone is just struck with the immense heat. It's kind of like mid-afternoon, and all you can see out of those doors are rows and rows of corn. As high as you can see, really. It's so tall. And it's everywhere. So Chester, you go around to the front of the engine. What are the other two doing whilst Chester's getting out?
Can I try and climb on top and see if I can see anything in the distance?
This guy, yeah. So at least you kind of turn around and suddenly Doug's climbing over you, and he's scaling up on the outside of this van and just kind of shaking it everywhere. How about you, Elise? What would you like to do?
Well, I'm starting to get worried about where I'm going to go to the toilet.
Do you want to pop out and see if you can see anywhere you can go if you're going to be cut
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll go out and just like run a few yards away and try and find like some sort of tree or something or bush but if it's just all cornfield, then that's probably not gonna be great. So I'm quite a shy peer, so I'm gonna need more than just a cornfield.
Okay, that's fair enough. I get it. Excellent. So
I notice your distress, so I'm gonna look around and see if I can see anything that would be suitable. So
great, thank you.
Should I do a roll, Adam?
Wow.
See if I see anything, or
we'll get to you in 1 second, because first of all, Chester has got to the front, and if you want to have a look, you could do at the kind of engine. You could do a smarts check for me.
There's smoke billowing out from it, isn't there?
Yes.
I want to go back to the side of the van, see if we can find like a couple of rags that I can wrap my hands in.
Okay, yeah.
I'll try and pop the hood.
Perfect. So if you do a smarts roll for me, you can see whether you can figure out what is wrong with this engine. And obviously, I know a lot about cars in real life, so I really can't give you much at all. It broke.
Yeah, well, it's the curse now. You give me the first roll of the game.
You're welcome.
Oh, we're all right. 1 success, no strange.
Perfect. Okay. So, you maybe have worked on vehicles in your past, maybe when you were in the army, or maybe with your dad back on the farm, wherever you come from, Chester. But essentially, you look at this and you're thinking, I could probably fix this, but I need a wrench. Like, it's not in a great condition, but you could probably get it to the next garage where they could probably sort it out for you. But you're going to need to find some kind of wrench to help you out with it.
Okay, I'll head back into the van and start rummaging.
Cool. As you go by, you see Elise just kind of cross-legged, peering around, looking for something. You're not quite sure what she's looking for, but she's definitely desperate to find something. Right, and yeah, Doug, DP, you are climbing up on the outside, and you're surrounded by what appears to be endless farmland. Your smoking vehicle sitting on the bank of the long, empty road. The sun is now setting, and the gloom of night is rolling in. A dilapidated farmhouse sits upon a small hill, a distant outlier against the flat landscape. It's the only sign of civilization for miles, and between you and this isolated homestead are thick cornfields. A light from a window in the farmhouse shines through a window. Maybe somebody is home.
Guys, there's a farmhouse. I'm not doing the American accent.
That's fine.
There's a farmhouse over there, and there's a light on. Maybe we can. Maybe they've got a phone, and we can get some help.
I'm fully on board with that, because they'll probably have a toilet as well.
Yeah.
Colin and Thelma come out of the car. Thelma kind of whispers into Colin's ear, and Colin looks at you both. He looks a bit sad and says, "Okay, well, Thelma's going to stay with the car and just make sure, no one takes it. But yeah, there's a farmhouse, you say?"
Yeah, there's a light on, so there must be someone home.
Tubular. Right, let's do this, right? Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some good shots you can take around here of land shark. I mean, think about it. Like the corn parting for some kind of shark that lives in the land. Oh man, that stuff writes itself. Cool. So who's going to take the lead of going through the cornfields?
Well, because I'm just desperate to get there.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're just running.
Yeah.
So you guys kind of turn around. Elise, what are you actually wearing?
I'm wearing just like casual, practical, because I'm like, well, no one's actually going to be seeing me on screen at the moment. We're just scouting, so I'm just wearing like loose joggers and like a. Is it hot? It's hot, right?
Yeah. So it's kind of like I forgot to say it's kind of autumnal. So it's quite nice. It's kind of September-ish.
Yeah. So joggers and maybe like a light jacket, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure you weren't wearing a dress in case it gets caught on stuff. Okay, so so you guys turn around and Elisa's already starting to just barrel into the corn. Do you want her to let her go, or are you going to run after her?
Go right up to the. Whoa, these guys have got shotguns. But I'll take point. No one's friendly.
Fair enough. Okay, so Chester's going to take point there. I've got to stop myself from singing Bugsy Malone every time I look at your character sheet here. So yeah, Chester's taking point. Elise is following in the middle, and then DP, I guess you're at the back, or are you going to let Colin go at the back?
No, I'll take up the rear.
This guy. Okay, so DP's taking up the rear, and you're all going forward. So there doesn't appear to be a clear path from the road up to the farm. Just a few openings in the dense cornfields in front of you. There are a few openings in the field, but it's mostly a thick lattice of greenery and produce, restricting your vision to a couple of meters in front of your faces. You're going through. Matt, can you roll me a wit check, please?
0 successes, 0 strange.
Okay, cool. Well, you don't spot anything. You carry on for another 5 minutes, and brushing aside the stalks, you're the first one to see this, Chester. You enter a small clearing. The stalks pushed flat, now brittle and brown, forming a circle. At its centre, strapped to a tall wooden frame, is a scarecrow. A wrinkled pumpkin for a head carved with a fixed, sinister grin of jagged teeth. In its right hand, it clutches a long scythe, and atop its head is a drooping, broad-brim hat. A wooden sign with a crudely carved arrow points towards the hill, reading, Corn Fallow Farm.
I'm going to take a few camera shots. I assume I've got like a small handheld video recorder.
Yeah.
And I'll do a quick pan around and then follow the direction of the arrow.
Okay. What are you other guys doing with the scarecrow?
Thinking it's kind of a bit creepy, but I'm not going to stop too much because I just want to get to the farmhouse.
You need the toilet, exactly.
I'm just sort of like whispering into, well, not whispering into Chester's ear, but just like saying, don't forget to get from this angle. We can check it when we get back to base. You know, yeah.
You kind of turn around and you spot Chester, just kind of nodding away. And behind Chester, you see Colin, and he's really transfixed by this pumpkin. Oh, that hat! Thelma would love this. Before you can stop him, he stretches up and he takes the broad brim hat off the top of the scarecrow and then places it firmly on his head. How do I look, Elise?
Yeah, you look good.
Cool.
Come on, I don't care. Let's go.
Okay, Chester, can you roll me a witch check as you're going through the stalks?
Oh, 1 success, 0 strange. I've got 2 looks. Not doing anything.
So, with looks, okay, so you can do stuff with looks. So, with luck, you can bank 1 luck to use later, or you can convert a luck into a success. If you have 2 lucks, you can actually move the doom clock back by 1 minute. But the doom clock is currently in a lovely place, so you don't have to worry about that. So you can convert that to 2 successes if you like, or you can just have 1 success.
Can I keep...
Yeah? Chester, you hear a rustle amongst the corn behind you. Spinning around, you see nothing, just endless rows of corn. Pushing the stalks aside, you guys spot the farm. It seems quite run down, paint chipped and buildings leaning at odd angles. A rusted windmill creaks in the night air. On your left is a barn, its red paint flaking like a dried skin. Long grass is shooting up around its perimeter. On your right is a farmhouse, a wooden building with a broad porch. From the state of it, you'd assume it was abandoned, but there is a light on upstairs. In between the barn and farmhouse sits the windmill and a grain silo towering up into the night sky.
We're going to shout out, hello, we broke down, we're not trespassing, we just need a little help.
You just hear the wind rustling the corn.
Is there a door?
Yeah.
Can we try if it opens or if there's...
Yeah, of course.
A doorbell or anything?
So at least you go up to the door and you're opening it, right?
Yeah, like sort of gingerly opening, like hello, is anyone there? Obviously trying to not look like we're breaking in, but
yeah,
just...
Of course, yeah. So you slowly open the door, creaking. It's one of these, got a screen door on the outside and then the actual door's on the inside. So you open up the screen door, you call out. Let's hear your best calling out if there's somebody home.
Oh, excuse me. Hello, we're not robbing you. Is there someone there? We need a bit of help.
No one responds. But the door opens fine. So, are you going in?
Yeah, I'm just gonna start looking.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you walk into the entranceway to the farmhouse. DP and Chester, you see Elise disappear inside the farmhouse.
DP, do you want to keep an eye on Elise? I'm going to go try and find like a spanner and a wrench.
Yeah, that sounds good. Just Colin, do you want to just walk around the outside, see if there's anything that you can see while we're doing that?
You didn't check the bag, so you're coming with me.
So you're going to take Colin with you, are you, Chester?
Yeah.
So he goes.
Fair enough.
He goes
Has
to
he
walk
still got
away,
the
and
hat
then you're going nowhere. So he's going to follow ahead.
Okay.
Okay. So Elise, you hear the door slam behind you as Doug just stands looking at you.
Okay. Phew. He scared me, Doug.
Okay. I'm assuming that wasn't me.
Oh, it's you. It's the door.
Was it me?
It was the door slamming behind you.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Then. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so you're in the downstairs. There's a door to the right. There's some stairs leading up to the left. There's a door at the end of the corridor, and there's a door to your left. All the doors are closed.
I'll just start. I'll start looking indoors. I'll go for the one just to my left to start with.
Okay.
I'm just looking for a toilet.
Just looking for a toilet. Perfect. I'm going to make sure there's no toilets in this entire game, just to keep the tension going. Will she make it on time? That's the real horror here. Okay, so you open up this doorway and you come into a very neat and tidy sitting room. There's a tea set laid out on a table in front of you, and various family photos across the wall, and they're all kind of varying degrees of kind of brown. They're very old photos in here. There's no curtains in this, so you can see out, and there's this corn in front of you outside of the house. DP, where are you off to? So you're in the hall at the moment. You see Elise disappear off to the left.
Where are the other exits? Sorry.
There's one at the end of the hall. There's some stairs leading up, and there's a door to your right.
I'll open the door to the right.
Okay, so you go into this door, and there's a long dining table. It's got one plate set, but there's about 8 chairs around this. And yeah, there's a door leading off to the left.
Okay. I just examine the table, see what's going on there with the single set of whatever. I can't even think of what the right word will be.
So the one place setting there.
Place setting. That's the word.
Good job you got Karen helping you out here. You look at the place setting, and it's dinner for one apparently, even though there's a large amount of chairs around this table. Chester, you're outside. Where are you and Colin going to try and find this toolbox or wrench? So there's a barn, there was a grain silo, and kind of an old windmill.
The barn.
A barn. It seems like a logical place, right? Can you do a wits check for me?
No, don't want it.
Yeah, you're gonna roll all the dice.
One success. I got a part and another look. I'm gonna put that look as a success.
Okay. So you hear from where you come from in the corn, a bunch of crows flying up from the corn. They're just suddenly dispersed by something, and they fly off into the darkening night. It's getting a bit dark out here now, so it's quite gloomy. You can see in front of you, no problem, but it is getting dark. The barn is up ahead. It's quite a large barn, and 2 big red doors at the front of it.
Okay. I'm gonna make general chit chat with Colin as the crows fly off, and then I'm gonna try to make sure he's a couple of steps ahead, so he doesn't see me kind of go out the cornfield.
Right. So Colin enjoys the lovely chit chat you've got there. Elise, so you're in this lovely sitting room, very pleasant. It kind of reminds you of your nan, her house, how that used to look.
Yeah, that's comforting.
And there is a door just beside the sofa. If you'd like to check that, or you can go back into the hall.
Yeah, I'll quickly check that door. Yeah.
Okay, so this door doesn't budge.
Okay, so I guess I'll just go back out into the hall then, if I can.
Okay, can you do a wits check for me?
No successes, no strange.
Oh man, you guys really start racking this strange up. Okay,
It's
so
gonna happen all at once.
yeah, you go out in the hallway and you're completely oblivious to anything that's happening around you at the moment. Just thinking back to your nan back in Old Blighty, and thinking, oh, hope she's okay. I mean, I don't know if she's still alive though. Is your nan still alive? Elise's nan?
Yeah, she's in a home in Hertfordshire. Yeah, back in the hometown.
All the H's. I like it. Such alliteration. Excellent. So you're on the hallway. DP. So you've been staring at this play setting for some time.
I'm just completely freaked out and wondering what's going on. So I'm going to go back out to the hall as well and just walk out and say, "Yeah, Elise, there's just a random place sitting on the table in there, as if someone's about to eat, but there's no one around. What did you see anything in there?"
No, nothing really. There's some photos, families and family photos, but yeah, it seems like maybe there's no one here.
Really weird. Shall we? What about this door at the end? Have you checked that?
I haven't, but I will.
Yeah. Okay.
DP, can you do a wits check for me?
0 success, 0 strange.
Lovely. At least you guys are consistent. There's something to be said about that. Perfect. Okay, so you were also oblivious to anything. You're just enjoying being out of that van, I imagine. Cool. So,
I'm just enjoying Elise's company.
That's it.
DP, you tell her.
Okay, so Colin's going first, is he, Chester?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? The rusty red door slides to one side as you look within the barn. A musty smell of damp straw and dust flooding out to greet your nostrils. Your eyes begin to adjust to the dark. Shafts of moonlight beaming through the eroding roof form pale pools of light throughout. A large space stands before you with old stables falling apart to your left and an old workshop to your right. At the back of the barn, a large shape sits under a blue tarp, and above you resides a hayloft with 2 ladders leading up to the raised platform. Do with that information what you will.
I'll tell Colin to keep an eye out. I'm going to go check the workshop and try and find the wrench or spanners that I need.
Okay, so you go over to the workshop and you're looking around and you find nothing. There's various different farming tools. You're not quite sure what they'd be used for. And just everywhere there seems to be like straw and hay. And various bits of like cloth just kind of scattered around the area. Almost like someone's been stuffing something in here with hay. That's a general kind of idea you get. And you can just hear Colin kind of muttering to himself. Right, back in the hall! Where do you guys want to go? Do you want to check out the door at the end or go upstairs?
And we'll check out the door at the end first before we go upstairs.
Cool, together.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's a kitchen because I'm starving.
Perfect. So you go through. Who's opening the door?
I will again,
Okay.
through urgency.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You go through the door and you are presented with a large kitchen. And
Yes.
on this kitchen table, there is all these various different freshly picked produce. There's loads of it. Like, this is a cornucopia of goodness here. You haven't seen this much fresh food since your last visit to a supermarket. Definitely not in LA. This farm is doing well. There's a door leading outside, and there's also a little door off to the left.
I was just going to say I'll quickly check the door to the left.
You find a toilet.
Aha! Huzzah!
Okay, so I'm
Have
just...
to roll to see if I can...
Yes,
I can
roll
go to
for
the
a number.
toilet.
No, I assume you don't need to roll to make sure you can, make it out there. So, you close the door behind you and squat down. Right, DP, what are you up to whilst you can hear all this going on?
Although the fruit on the table is very tempting, I'm going to rummage through the cupboards to see if there's anything a bit more that'll satisfy my sweet tooth, shall we say.
Okay. So you're looking through all the cupboards. There's just more kind of there's loads of tin cans in one of them. Like lots of stock in there. There's an old refrigerator in there. Opening that up, you can see half of a pie in there. And there's some milk in there as well.
I'm going to grab that pie.
Okay, so you take the unknown pie.
Yeah.
What would you like to do with unknown pie?
I'll give it a sniff first, see what it is.
It smells great.
Oh, lovely.
It
I'm going
smells.
to tuck in.
It smells meaty. It's a meat pie.
Oh, lovely. Perfect. That's not ominous at all. I'm gonna take a big old bite out of that meat pie then.
Okay. So you are chomping through this meat pie. Can you do a wit check for me?
Which you say?
Wit.
1 success, 0 strange.
As you're kind of chomping through this, you're kind of distracted suddenly when you hear a creak from upstairs. You're also distracted when your kind of tongue finds something in the pie. And you kind of move it around with your tongue a little bit and put your fingers in your mouth and pull out a really long white hair.
Ugh.
Don't worry, it's long. It's not short and curly. So you find a long hair, white hair in this pie.
I just sort of drop it to the floor.
Carry
and
on,
I'm like,
right?
ugh.
You carry on eating the pie.
No.
Perfect. So we're going to go back to Chester. Chester.
I'm going to check on Colin, see what he's worrying about.
Okay, so you go to Colin and he's looking outside at the farmhouse. Hey, Chester, do you think they're okay out there?
Yeah, they're fine. You know, I'm going to have a look at what's underneath the top and at the back, see if there's any tools there. Then we'll head into the house. I can't see there's any tools at the workstation.
Okay, yeah. So you pull up the top, and underneath the top there is a car.
Showing straight to the boot and see if there's any tools inside the boot.
Okay, so you open up the boot, and yeah, there's nothing in there that can help you. There's actually like a car jack in there, but that's it.
Let's close the boot. Dead end, Colin. Let's check inside, see if we've got anything in there.
Inside the car, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so the car door opens up fine, and yeah, you go inside. Looking underneath the visor, a key falls out. The keys for the car into your lap.
Gonna try turning it over.
Yeah, so you turn it around and that's my sound effect of it not working. It turns around a little bit, but it just stops. You can do a smarts check to try and figure out what's wrong with it.
1 success, 0 strange. It's gonna go wrong, you know it is.
So you're thinking back to all your times of when you've been in cars throughout your life. You know, when your dad used to take you out in his old Buick, and with all your expertise of cars and growing up around them, you can ascertain that it doesn't have any petrol in it. It's out of fuel, so the fuel gauge is empty.
I will quick scope around, see if there's like a jerry can or something like that, and a quick hose. I'm going to go step outside and try and find a tractor.
So you're going to go outside to have a look, or looking inside here?
I'll look inside first for the jerry can and hose, and then I'm going to go outside to look for another vehicle on the site.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you have a general look around the barn, and you can't see any jerry cans. There are 2 ladders leading up to the hayloft, though.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So yeah, you start climbing the ladder. Can you do a wits check for me?
Oh, it's telling me 3 successes, 0 strange.
3 successes. I mean, you ace it. So there was
that's because of me talent. Right, okay.
Okay. Well, there was a bit of a rotten rung in this ladder, and it snaps. But you managed to grab on to one of the other rungs, and you're safe for now. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, DP, you hear a chain flush, and Elise, after, I'm presuming, washing her hands, joins you in the kitchen.
I feel newborn. So what's the crack in here? What's with all this food?
Don't eat that pie, whatever you do. There's a massive hair in it. It was just the longest hair I've ever encountered. I haven't touched the fruit though. You go right ahead. But I heard a very strange noise upstairs. I don't know if you want to check it out. There might be someone up there, but I don't know why they aren't answering when we shouted earlier.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should check, I guess, before we eat their food.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
maybe they're deaf or something. Like if it's they might just be old and deaf.
Okay, let's go and see if everything's okay up there.
Okay, who's going first?
Well, I will now, I guess, because
Yeah, you go.
you're not running desperate anymore. So
Okay.
I'll gingerly make my way up the stairs.
Gingerly, I like it. Okay, could you do a wits check for me as you're going up these stairs?
1 success, 0 strange.
Okay, so as you're going up there, one of the floorboards on the stairs, because it's a dilapidated farmhouse, guys, it gives in, and shards of wood pierce your leg. So you take 1 damage. And what kind of expletive do you think you would say at this point?
Well, let's see. What would a hardened Vietnam vet say when his leg got pierced by a piece of wood? Like, fucking shit!
Are you okay?
No, I'm not fucking okay. There's a piece of wood stuck in my leg.
Oh, holy crap! That looks really bad. Have we got a first aid kit?
There's a first aid kit back in the van.
Well, I'm gonna just rip. I'm just gonna pull it out, and I guess because of my combat experience, I can just like rip part of my shirt, the sleeve, and just tie it around.
Okay. So you kind of flex a bit, you rip off a bit of your shirt, and you kind of patch up the wound there. But yeah,
Oh my God, you're a total badass.
This guy, right? We didn't become DP by going to see the nurse all the time. Sort himself out. Okay,
yeah,
so,
that's right.
You go up the stairs, obviously checking for any more of these lovely kind of floorboards. You come out into a landing, and there's several doors up here. There's like 3 doors, and one of the doors is slightly open, and there is a light coming out from that door.
Hello, yeah. Let's just walk up to it and just poke our heads around, see if there's anyone in there.
Okay, so
is anyone home?
So you have a peek through, and this room is a bedroom. There is a certain smell in this room, a smell that you associate with old people. And sitting in a rocking chair, facing the window, is an old lady with long white hair, staring out into the fields.
Hey, I'm comfortable with this. I used to do a lot of meet and greets with old people. So I'll go up to her and sort of gently come into her line of vision and sort of try and get her attention without startling her.
Okay. Yeah, so you slowly move towards her. And as you get into her field of vision, you see her just suddenly become alert to your presence. She looks you straight in the face, a scared look on her face, and she quickly turns on the hearing aid that's in her ear. Hello? What are you doing in my farmhouse?
We're so sorry to disturb you. I hope we didn't frighten you. Our van is broken down nearby, and this was the only house that we could see. So we did call out, but I guess obviously you couldn't hear. So we're really sorry for kind of coming in uninvited. But do you have a telephone or anything we could use to, or maybe some tools we could use to fix the car?
Now, dearie, you say you came here from the road, is it?
Yeah.
You didn't happen to go through the cornfield, did you?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
She starts tutting under her breath. Oh dear. Now, you actually look quite familiar, dearie. Do I know you from somewheres?
You might do. I'm a little bit wrinklier now, but yeah, I used to be in a sitcom about 10 years ago.
Oh wait, that's where I know you's from. You're that English lady from How's Your Mother? What a lovely thing to see. Well, I'm afraid you picked a very poor time to come visit me on Cornfowler Farm. You see, after my husband passed, running the farm got difficult. Crops weren't growing well, and keeping the ones that were going was a challenge. But I kept on. Even made myself a scarecrow to keep me company and sort the birds out. Ugly thing, made of old sacks, pumpkin for a head. I talked to it whilst I worked, even gave it a name. Called it Mr. Husk. It never talked back, but it began to do other things. One day the crows got the crop real bad, and I was crying in the field. Then the next day all I found around was dead birds. It was extreme, but helpful. Felt like something had my back. Bowls of pig produce started showing up. Fields miraculously watered. Thought I had a guardian angel. Maybe even my Jerry looking after me from beyond somehow. But that all changed the night the Watterson boys came by. It was late, and I had just headed to bed when I heard a crash from out by the barn. I looked out to see the Watterson boys, local troublemakers, breaking in probably, steal a few things or messing around. Before I could get to the phone to call the sheriff, I heard the screams. Ain't nobody else to hear 'em round here apart from me. Looking out, do you know what I saw? I saw Mr. Husk, scythe in one hand, dragging 3 bodies behind in the other. And do you know, I could have sworn that awful pumpkin looked up at me and smiled. Now anyone who comes through the corn, he gets to. He protects the land, the crop, and me, I suppose. He's even taken to making more, well, things, like him, in that hayloft. We cut to Chester, who is currently climbing up into the hayloft.
Carry on going up to the top of the hill.
I mean, why wouldn't you, right?
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
Ascending the ladder, it creaks and shudders until you reach the lip of the hayloft and look over. There are cubed bales of hay neatly stacked, one with a large scythe resting up against it. Moonlight spills through a paneless window at the back of the loft, illuminating a strange sight. The hay bales have been arranged to form a sofa, tables and chairs, all occupied by what appears to be scarecrows. Crude, rough-spun sacks stuffed with straw, clothed in a variety of costumes, depicting a frozen domestic scene. A family.
I'll take a couple of pictures of them, and then if I can't see anything like a jerry can or toolkit, I'll just think this is a weird country kind of folk sort of way of dealing with stuff. And I'm going to head back down the ladder very slowly.
Okay. So I think that's a good idea. So obviously it's now getting very dark in here. Okay, so you have to obviously put your flash on your camera.
Mm-hmm.
So first photo goes and illuminates all this hayloft, and in that illumination, you see a red jerry can, just kind of wedged in next to the sofa. You take your second shot, and this family, there's 2 kind of little boys. There's or a boy and a girl, you can't tell. There's like a kind of 2 adult ones as well. So 2 adults and 2 younger ones. On your second photo, you could swear one of those little ones moved. And on your third photo, all 4 of them are now standing up.
So I'm going to laugh a little bit just to deal with the nerves, but and then I'm going to put my hands either side of the ladder and my feet either side of the ladder, and then slide down the ladder.
Okay, do a wits check for me, please.
Come on, Wits, you've been good to me tonight. Oh, you are not 1 success and 1 strange.
Okay, right. So you start trying to slide down, but as you're about halfway down this, you feel the ladder being pushed backwards. Looking up, you see one of these scarecrow pushing this ladder. You fall off and you hit hard on the car, just on the bonnet, and take 2 damage from the fall. Meanwhile, in the farmhouse, so this lady's told you her story.
Well, I sort of like gesture to Elise to just come over here. And I sort of say to her, you know, this, I'm not sure she's all there. There's definitely something wrong with this lady. But she did say there's a phone.
Oh, right. Did she?
Yeah, something about phoning the police for these Watterson boys.
Yes. Okay. So, yeah, let's just, I'll ask her about that, shall I?
Yeah, see if she can tell us where it is. Yeah, but I'm not convinced she's all there.
So, thank you for telling us all of that. Sorry, did you say what your name is?
Why, that's mighty kind of you to ask, my dear. Where are my manners these days? The only person I converse with is a scarecrow, you see. Well, my name is Agatha. Agatha Cornfellow.
Oh, of course, that's the name of the farm, is it?
Oh, indeed it is.
Yeah. Oh, we have such a lovely farm here. We were just wondering if we could use your telephone to get some help with our van.
Feel free, but if I was you, dear, I'd get him moving.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Thank you. Where is it?
Oh, it's just downstairs, and it's in the hallway.
Okay, thanks very much. Let us know if there's anything we can do for you while we're down there. Do you want some food or anything?
Oh no, I've got enough food to sustain me for some time. But one last word of advice for you. Run, and run fast. She goes back to staring out the window. DP, could you do?
I'm just gonna before we go. I'm just going to apologise for the big pie on the floor in the kitchen.
She just kind of laughs to herself. As you're kind of next to the window there, Elise, could you roll a wits check for me?
1 success, 0 strange.
You go to turn away from Agatha, but something at the corner of your eye catches your attention. You look out into the cornfield and see something's moving in there. Something big. And it's moving towards the farmhouse.
Okay. So I'm gonna get DP. Come over here. Can you see that?
Yeah, maybe it's Colin or Chester. Maybe they've just been rooting around looking for something.
Yeah. It probably.
What's it going to be? What's it going to be out here in the middle of nowhere? Unless there's like a wild animal around, I can't see that being.
Yeah, no, you're right. She's just freaked me out with this scarecrow thing. But yeah, you're totally right.
Okay.
Should we go downstairs?
Yeah, let's go and find this phone because we've been in the hall twice and we didn't see it. It must be in a dark corner somewhere.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You go down the stairs, obviously watching out for the rotten floorboards.
Yeah. Skipping over the. Oh yeah, I might shout back up. Hey, Miss Agatha. By the way, there's something wrong with your stairs. You might want to get someone to fix that for you.
You hear nothing back.
Yeah.
So going down the stairs, and this time because you're looking, you see where probably used to be a phone. There is a wire sticking out of the wall, and no sign of a phone. So this
that's a bust.
Looks like this has been ripped out of the wall.
Okay. So no phone. Do you think we should tell her, or do you think we should just maybe try and find Colin and Chester and see if they've had any luck with where they've been going?
Yeah, I think this lady's beyond help. I think we should just go and team up with the guys and see what's going on.
I'm a bit freaked out staying in here, to be honest.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I don't know why she's got all the lights on if she's just stuck upstairs.
Okay, so we're going to go over to the barn.
Actually, before we do that, I'm just going to quickly run into the kitchen and grab a couple of pieces of fruit off the table and then come back out again.
Okay, what fruit would you like?
I'll take a couple of apples and then on the way out, I'll give one of them to Elise.
Okay, fair enough. So you grab some apples off the table and you're like, oh, quick, before I go. Grab some apples and you come and present one to Elise. Because, apple a day keeps the doctor away.
That's it.
The creepy speaker is the way.
Speaking of people who might need doctors, we go to Chester now, who is, you're picking yourself off of the floor, and you can hear just a kind of gentle thwump land, like someone's dropped a sack from a great height, followed by another thwump.
I'm going to scramble to my feet, or at the same time, I'm taking out the mini video camera recorder.
Yep.
And I focus that behind me. I'm going to run and grab Colin by the collar. I'm like, bloody run!
Bloody run. Great. Okay, so yeah, you start zooming out of the barn. Colin kind of looks a bit confused at you, and you grab him around the collar and just tug him with you. And yeah, so as you're running to,
I'll probably shut the door as well.
so you want to close the door behind you. So yeah, you push your back up against the door, and Colin's just kind of watching you in confusion.
Did you not see that? Did you not want to help?
What's going on, dude?
Yeah, like I've got the shot. Right, we need to go now. Let's find the others.
Oh, okay, dude. But we still got the car problem. Can you do a grit check for me, please, Chester?
2 success and 1 strange.
Okay, so you are kind of pushed forward as something collides with the door, but you're able to keep the door closed. Colin's eyes kind of like explode upwards. He's like, "Whoa, what was that? I didn't see any animals in there."
If I told you, you wouldn't believe me. Take off the stupid scarecrow hat and find out something to brace the door.
Oh, okay. So he kind of chucks the scarecrow hat on the floor towards the corn, and then he kind of runs off to try and find a big bit of wood to kind of brace the door with.
Shout for DP. DP needs some help.
As you guys come out of the farmhouse, Elise and DP, you hear Chester screaming for help.
Well, I run over to find out what's going on.
The interesting thing about the position of the scream is it's nowhere near the movement in the cornfield that's coming towards you.
I think in the sort of heat of the moment, I forget about that.
Perfect.
And just run towards where
old
the sound
army
is
stuff
coming
coming into flashbacks, right? Perfect.
Yeah.
So you're pelting it towards the barn. Elise, what are you up to?
Yeah, me too. I think because also the corn's quite high, so down here we can't necessarily see the thing that we saw from the window, but we can hear the sound. So that's we'll both go there.
That's your main priority right now, right? A friend in need.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you run over and you see Chester with his back to this red barn door. Colin nowhere to be seen, by the way. And the door keeps kind of pushing forward and pushing Colin back from it. And then he goes, Chester back from it. And then he pushes it back and is trying to hold something within the barn.
Okay, well, I'm going to go and stand next to him and help. And I'm like, what's going on, man? What's all this about?
It's just scarecrows. You won't believe it, but it's the bloody scarecrows. There's 4 up there.
Oh, God.
And I just look at him and, I mean, I'm not sure I believe him, but the fact that I'm just trying to stop whatever's coming out from coming out at the moment.
Okay.
I am giggling a bit, and I'll whisper to DP about, I've got it on camera, though. I've got it on camera.
Okay. Well, when we get it developed, we'll see.
Elise, what are you doing with this news? Oh, now I'm just thinking that they're alive scarecrows, like the woman said. So I'm pretty rattled by that.
I can imagine Elise is just kind of standing there with this information, trying to process this. Like, wait, what? Like, oh,
yeah.
Okay, so
I guess I'll help as I'll also put my weight on the door just because 3 is better than 2, isn't it? So
okay. Can you all do grit checks for me?
I got 0 successes, 2 strange.
Oh, no.
This man.
Mm-hmm.
0 successes, 1 strange.
Okay.
I got 1 success and 1 luck. I'm gonna bank that luck. I've got 2 spare.
So sorry, you can only bank 1 luck.
I can only bank 1.
Yeah, if you're a different class, you can actually bank 3 of them. But yeah, everyone can only bank 1 luck. So if you roll a luck, guys, you can keep it for a later date.
I will keep that 1, and then I'll turn that to a success. So I've got 2 success.
Okay, so Elise and DP, you're thrown to the floor from a big hit against this door. There is something trying to get out of there. Luckily, Chester's got it. He's holding this door on his own quite well. And you hear Colin running over, and he's kind of lumbering over, and he's quite a lanky guy. He looks a bit like a scarecrow himself, really, because he's got this large kind of wooden beam, and he's holding it a bit like a crucifix, I guess, across his arms, and he's kind of running over towards you. Trips up, goes flying, and the beam kind of bounces around on the floor. Found a beam.
I'm not moving. I'm digging in.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to just get up and together try and put the beam on the whatever they're called, the hooks on the front of the doors to prevent the door from opening.
Technical terms, perfect. Okay, I'm sure
Yeah.
that's what they're called. So you pick up the wood and you brace the door with this wooden beam. Do you guys want to move away from the door now it's braced?
As soon as I see like the next hit coming, the beam takes the hit.
Yep.
I'll step back.
Okay, so the beam takes the hit and it holds.
Okay, that's not gonna last forever. Hi, time to go. Didn't find any tools. We'll just walk because I like being here. It's really nice. It's really scenic, but that's not natural.
Yeah, there's no way we can. Can we look for other vehicles or?
Oh, yeah, there's one inside. It just needs petrol, but they're in there as well. And the jerry cans upstairs on their little seating area that they've set up themselves. This sounds really like far-fetched. I'm so sorry. This you don't have to believe me. I've seen what I've seen. I've seen many things in my life. But these scarecrows are moving and they push me off a ladder, and my shoulder is killing me. So can we leave?
It's probably some local hooligans just playing dress up or something. The lady inside was talking about some boys nearby who were causing trouble. So
The Waterson
it's probably
boys.
just them.
It's just the Waterson boys.
That's right.
Oh,
No, I don't like it. Freaked me out.
well,
It is. I mean, it's not great, and they know the lay of the land and we don't, so they've got the advantage. They've got the tactical advantage in this situation. But if there's no way we can get any tools from here, I don't know if we should just go back to the car, hunker down for the night, and wait until daylight and start walking towards the next town or something.
Okay, it is like getting to pitch dark now.
I realise I'm going to run there, but I want a weapon with me. There's a massive sign inside of the barn, but I don't really fancy going back inside. So as I'm saying that, I'm going to have a quick scoot around, see if there's like a log storage area, see if there's an axe buried in like a log or something.
Okay, so there did seem to be like a kind of ramshackle place, like a shelter near the silo. So you could check out there to see if there's an axe there.
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
I think we should all stick together. I don't think we should separate from each other.
It seems like such a good idea that you cover more ground, guys. Perfect. So you're kind of hunkered together as Chester leads the way to this ramshackled kind of little shelter area. And sure enough, there is an axe in some wood. I'll give you
I'll try and set it free. I'll wiggle it to get it free.
Can you do a grit check for me?
No, I'm the one getting on the strange. Right, 2 success and 1 strange.
Okay, yeah. So you easily just pry this thing out of the wood. It's seen better days, but it's certainly it's certainly usable. So this is an axe, and it deals 4 sharp damage. So you do have a slot on your character sheet for weapons in the bottom left-hand corner. It uses grit as a skill check for when you're fighting with it. And you get to add 1 talent dice to your dice pool when opening doors using the weapon.
While you're doing that, I just like turn to Elise and I'm like, I should have picked up some carrots from that table because it's so dark. It would really help us see in the dark.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we should have got some more snacks if we're going to be stuck here.
Yeah.
Is Colin? Where is he?
Colin's with you. Like he's got dirty knees and stuff, but he is with you. The grain silo towers over the rest of the farm, the monolithic structure groaning in the breeze, rusted and unloved. It appears to have not been maintained in quite some time, and certainly isn't something you'd want to store produce in. Can everybody roll a wit check for me?
0-0.
1 success, 0 strange.
I am going to use my ability Deus Ex Machina to re-roll this one. So there's a re-roll any skill check and add an additional skill die to my pool.
This is Doddy using some of his abilities. He's read a character sheet. Perfect. Re-rolling.
Re-roll for 2 success, 1 luck, 1 strange.
So, DP, you are too busy fantasizing about various different vegetables you can put in your mouth, and other jokes.
That's what you were going to say then.
Yeah, careful. And other jokes that you maybe could say to Elise to kind of brighten the mood up a bit, I guess. Whereas Elise, there is a very bad smell around here. It's the smell of rotting meat, you'd say. If you're going to call it something, it'd be that. Whereas Chester, you've smelled this smell before from back in your army days, when you found this entire village just absolutely massacred by the Vietnamese. So, yeah, there's definitely death around here somewhere, and it reeks.
I will try to usher the group away from it. We don't need to go in there. Come on, guys, let's go back to the van. Thelma's on her own.
Once again, it is now pitch dark. You can barely see in front of you. The only light coming from the moon, so it's not quite pitch dark, but it's pretty bad. And also the light from the top farmhouse window. The front row of the corn is illuminated by this light of the window. And just near the bottom, at the front of the corn, you can see the old scarecrow hat that Colin had chucked to one side. And as you're looking, you see two hands come out. Two very long, gnarled, dirty, grey, straw hands come out of the corn, grab the hat, and pull it back into the cornfield.
Okay, I'm getting really freaked out. Don't really want to walk back to the van through the cornfield because it's so dark.
Stay inside the house, but I'm not going near the barn.
There's plenty of food in there, so we should be alright for the night. But like you say, Thelma's all on her own at the back of the van.
Yeah, I said we go back to the van.
Can we just send Colin?
You could just send Colin if you wanted to.
Is there a road? Can we see like a proper road leading up to the farm rather than going through the corn now?
There is kind of like a bit of a road leading away. It's very very worn and very overgrown, but you think you can make it out. But it's kind of going in the wrong direction to the road you want to go to. Izzy, can you do a witch check for me?
1 success and 0 strange.
Okay. So you see the nobody else notices this, but you see the corn part, and a shadowy shape, about 8 foot tall, moves out from there. It's got a large brimmed hat on, and in the moonlight you see the reflection off of a very large metallic scythe. It turns towards the barn and starts walking towards it.
Okay, I would like to run inside the house, I think.
You guys notice as Elise, just as you're discussing who should go back to the van, or it's too dark, maybe we should go down the road, Elise just peels off and runs into the farmhouse.
Yeah, take it. We're going to the farmhouse.
Okay. Do you?
No, I just look at Chester and I'm like, it's just like old times.
I'd like to go divide and conquer in this, but there's no way.
Yeah.
I'll head with Colin in tow straight to the farmhouse. Keep up DP.
Okay, so you're all in there. Elise, you're standing in the hallway as the other three come in. Confused looks on some of their faces as to what you're doing back in the farmhouse.
You okay?
Yeah, sorry about that. I just keep seeing all these weird, creepy things. And I saw something massive with a big scythe going into the barn, and it's so dark, and I just freaked out.
Look, it's okay. We're in the house now. It's a defensible position. We can block the doors off with, I don't know, some furniture, and then we'll all be safe for the evening. Plus, there's plenty of food in there for us to eat.
It's your main priority here, right? DP, make sure there's enough food for you.
Yeah. So I'd go into the dining room, get a chair, and ram it under the handle for the front door, to sort of block it from the inside.
Is there any other exits?
There's the back door to the kitchen, and there's windows in the farm as well, in the farmhouse.
I'll secure the back door, same put put a chair there, and then if there's a table in there, push that against it as well.
Okay, so there's a very large oak table in there, which is just covered in loads of food, like fresh produce. You need some help moving it.
I'll ask Colin.
Okay, can you do a grit check for me?
So, what I'm going to do with this one to give me the edge, I'm going to spend my banked luck point because I've got 2 strange, 1 luck, 1 success. So I'm going to spend my banked luck and that one to give me 2 more.
Okay.
So be free too.
So yeah, it doesn't start budging until, I mean, Colin's helping, but really you're doing the work here. As soon as you start giving it a proper pull, you were able to pull this thing towards the back door, and it's making the most awful chalk down a blackboard kind of noise as it's just screeching along the floor. Yeah, so now we're going to go to Elise. So everyone's kind of battening down the hatches. What would you like to do?
Oh, now I'm feeling a bit bad because I think maybe the others do want to go and help go back to the van because Thelma is there. And I do feel a bit bad for her just on her own. So I think I'd like to consult with the others still about what they want to do for the night, whether to try and get to her or not.
At least pose the question, you guys. I mean, you're all in earshot of her, so you can just say it out loud whilst you're in the hallway, I guess.
Well, I think we should see what Colin wants to do. I mean, Thelma's his partner. Can she take care of herself, or do you want to go and check she's all right?
Well, I guess she's okay. Like, yeah? I mean, I don't really know what's going on here, but you guys seem to be really agitated about something or other. I mean, is this a joke, guys? Like, are you guys pranking me on this? Because, if you are, that's cool. I'm good with jokes and that, but, it's kind of a bit immature. Like, we're here for a job.
Yeah, I wish it was a joke, Colin.
It's same. I can probably get to it. I can move quite well on my own. You know this DP. Some of the shots I've got, I should be dead a million times over. If you want, I can go again.
Like, I mean, if it's not out of your way, you can go get her. Like, if you know the way back.
Yeah, it's just straightforward. It's not going to be difficult. Just retrace my steps and move quickly but quietly.
Sure, whatever. Like, it'd be nice if we're all together on that.
Yeah, you're going to make too much noise, and Colin, let's face it, there's 4 scarecrows ready to beat the crap out of me in that barn, and you didn't see one of them. So I'm all right on my own.
Okay, so Chester, are you gonna head out then?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna before he walks out and put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm like, "Take care, brother," and give him some kind of like special handshake.
Are you taking the axe with you? Are you taking
the axe, or are you going to tool up in here?
I think you should. I think you should take it because you don't have any other methods of defending yourself, do you?
Yeah, definitely take it because at least we're behind walls. You should take it.
I quickly look in the kitchen, see if there's sets of knives or meat cleavers or anything like that.
So yeah, in the kitchen you do find like a large kitchen knife. Who would like to have that?
I guess. What do you think? Does it having it DP? Because then we've got something in the house, and you're probably, as an ex-vet, you're probably better off having it than I am.
Yeah, just stay behind me, and I'll make sure you're okay. And then I'll look and go, and you too, Colin. I think DP's got a bit of a thing for Elise.
it kind of feels like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So
even that always got a thing for carrots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So,
besides, I've come up with an idea. Look around, see if there's a rug. So while we're doing that, I'm looking around to see if I can find a rug in like the living room or something.
Okay. So yeah, in the kind of sitting room, underneath the kind of coffee table, there was a big rug. And all of you
Cool.
can add, anyone who wants a knife, you can add a knife to your weapon area.
Okay.
And a knife will give you 2 damage.
Yeah.
It's 2 sharp damage. It's going to be using the grit as your skill. And the range is 5 feet, so it's got to be close to you. Stabbing distance, guys. You can chuck it if you want, but you know.
Just to clarify, we only have the one knife between 2 of us, right?
No, there's another kitchen knife. Sorry, yes, there's a couple of kitchen knives in there.
Okay, that's fine then.
Sorry, the range was 5 foot. Did you say?
Yeah. And do you want to give one to Colin?
I guess we might as well if there's
begrudgingly, because I don't like him very much. But
okay, cool. So you give a knife to Colin as well.
So I'm gonna tell everyone to go. So everyone go upstairs. Avoid Colin. Avoid that broken stair, and I drag the rug up and put the rug on the stairs so it's covering the broken.
This guy's home alone in it.
So if something decides, and I just explained, I'll say, if something's going to come up after us, it'll just walk and it'll give us a tactical advantage.
Oh yeah,
this guy
smart.
He's thinking back to his army days, the traps he used to set.
That's right.
Oh, okay. And Chester.
Only paint cans around and pieces of string.
That's it, exactly. So you guys go upstairs. Chester, are you going upstairs as well, or are you heading out now?
I'll have one of them kick me out the front door so I can just full on dart out. I'm not going to take any light source with me. I'm just going to risk it.
Okay, so
and I've re-secured the door after he's left before I go upstairs.
I'll take a spare knife as well.
So as you open the door and you kind of step out into the cool kind of autumnal weather evening that it is, you look over towards the barn because you really can't help yourself. There's 4 scarecrow things in there. The barn doors are wide open.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're standing outside. Carrying on with the plan?
No plan. Shut the door. They're all out. I'll try and get through by climbing up. Assuming there's a porch going round so I can climb up to get to the first floor and climb through window.
Yeah, I mean, you can. There's a porch. You can try and climb that. It's going to be a grit check to get up this trellis, which is on the side. It's the only way you can really get some footing there. So if you want to get up to
we'll deal with that later. I'm going to just bolt it straight into the cornfield in the rough direction that we came out of it.
Okay, so DP, you take one last look as you see Chester, your old army buddy, just disappear into the dark night and the corn. You're standing.
Godspeed, my friend.
That's it. And then you get your rug out, and you're having a great time putting that out and setting a trap. Elise, whilst this is going on, you're just standing in the kind of landing upstairs. There's the door that led to where Agatha is, so the door's still slightly open with some light kind of coming in from there. And there's 2 other doors up here as well.
Okay. Well, I think first of all, I'll go back into where Agatha was and just say to her, again, just kind of gently get her attention so I don't startle her, but I'll just say, Agatha, is it okay if we stay here the night? Because we've seen some scary things outside and it's really dark, so we think we'll try and set off in the morning now.
Oh. Well, I mean, you're welcome to stay if it was up to me, but I mean, Mr. Husk runs the farm now, and if he's looking for you, he's gonna find you.
Thanks.
You're welcome, my dear. Such a polite young woman.
Okay, well, is it right if I sort of have a look around, maybe look in the other bedrooms, somewhere we can sleep for the night?
Oh, of course. You could have a look. Jerry's bedroom is just opposite here. And of course, all of his stuff is in the spare room. So feel free to root around.
Thank you. All right, I'll go and look in the bedroom first then.
Okay. So before you get to the door, the smell hits you. It's kind of like the silo, but a lot worse. You open the
Is
door
this?
towards this is the door towards the bedroom. Are you going to open the door? Okay.
Yeah. Let's find out the worst.
Why not, eh? What's the worst that
Yeah.
can happen? So you open the door and you instantly retch as the smell of rotting flesh hits you. The window is open. There's obviously no curtains and stuff there. And through the dim light that's coming through, there is a bed in the room, and in the bed there is lying a body.
God. Okay.
You mean you can turn the lights on if you want to see more?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll turn the lights on.
Okay, so you turn the light on, and the horrifying visage of a decomposed body is in this bed, dressed in kind of farm gear. It's you get an idea. This is probably Jerry.
Right.
Her old husband.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'm decomposed. There's probably not a lot else it could tell us. I'm just wondering now whether, like, how he died. Was it the scarecrows or was it his wife? So I think I'll leave the room. I don't think there's anything else it can tell me. I'll leave the room, and DP, there's something in there that you should see, but you probably don't want to see. It's a dead body.
I've seen plenty of those. Plenty of those in my time.
She said it was her husband Jerry's bedroom, and there's just someone in the bed in there, just rotting.
I bet that crazy bitch killed him. I'm going to go and investigate because I've seen plenty of dead bodies. Although it might give me slight flashbacks, I think I can probably cope with it.
Yeah, so you go in the door, DP, and there is just the emaciated body of you can tell it's a man dressed in farmhand gear. There's the remains of like a beard on his face. He's been dead for some time. So you're used to seeing fresh bodies, or kind of discovering the odd thing that's been there for a while. But yeah, this guy's been dead a long time.
I sort of try and ignore him and just root around the rest of the room, see if there's anything in like a wardrobe or under the bed, maybe.
Okay, so you open up the wardrobe, and there are tons of kind of like gentleman's clothes in there. Looking under the bed, you can see that it's like a suitcase under there.
Okay, I'll pull the suitcase out.
Okay, so as you move the suitcase out, a couple of spiders move around, and yeah, you open it up, and there's nothing in there.
Oh, okay. I'll take the suitcase out of back onto the landing and just say, look, if we get out of this, we can fill this with food.
Yeah, that's true.
This guy.
But DP likes his food, all right? Although it does make me wonder. This is me talking out loud to Elise now. Didn't she say that she didn't get many crops? I'm surprised she was able to grow that much produce if she's having that many problems, because it all looked pretty fresh. And she doesn't seem like the type of woman who could just go out there and she's a bit frail and old. I wonder if she's got someone helping her do the farming.
Yeah, well, she must do, mustn't she? There's something
She must
going
have a
on.
farmhand or something.
Yeah. But where are they?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll come in the morning.
I love the rationale.
Hopefully they can explain what's going on.
Perfect. Some crazy old coot. Right, it's pitch dark, and Chester is running through cornfields as fast as he can. Can you do a smarts check for me, please? And you're at a disadvantage here, so you're going to have to take away one of your skill dice for this. You're disadvantaged because it's very dark.
2 success, 1 strain.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So, you're kind of running along, and you in the corner of your eye, you spot the clearing where the scarecrow was. So you know that was the way you came into the scarecrow. So clearly that's the way you have to head. So you run towards that clearing. You come out to it, and you carry on pelting through the corn. It's kind of brushing against you. Can you do a wits check for me?
Oh, 2 success, 0 strange.
Something is running behind you in the same direction you're going. You're being chased by something.
I see.
Can you do a smarts check for me? Disadvantage again?
This hide check.
Oh no, you're still running. I mean, you can hide if you like, but this is you basically trying to figure out which way you need to go.
Oh, okay. With a minus.
Yeah.
We're going 2 now, Adam. I got a look on that, so I'm 0-0, so I'll cash in the look to make it a success.
Okay. So you think you're going in the right direction.
Yes, that's all I need is to think.
Perfect. Okay, DP and Elise, you're on the landing.
Can we check the other room?
Yeah, of course you can. So you open up the other room, and there's lots of boxes in here, but it's pitch dark in the room.
Can we turn the light on?
You can turn the light on. You turn the light on, and it illuminates the room as electricity does that. And in there's various different boxes with labels on them. Some of them say Jerry's stuff. One of them says tools. One of them says like family photos. Another one's like stuff.
Okay, the toolbox we should definitely check out.
Yeah, are you going to open it?
Yeah.
Right, so you go to open this, and you find inside this kind of like cardboard box has a toolbox in there. So you reach in to get it, but as you do, you feel a strange tickling over your hand as a spider rushes up your hand. So you're going to need to do a fear check for me. So you're rolling your strange pool for me.
Okay. 1 success, 1 strange.
Okay, so you are able to brush this thing off, and you are perfectly fine. Nothing more comes out of that. You kind of expected something in there, and this wasn't a very big spider, so your heart beats a little faster, but you calm yourself down. Opening up the toolbox, you find a wrench.
Oh, okay, right. So this would be really useful for Chester. It's a shame he's gone already. I wonder whether we should. I don't really fancy trying to catch him up and give it to him. Maybe we should just wait till he comes back in the morning. Or
Can you do a wits check for me quickly, Izzy? Just put in your
0 success, 1 strange.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay, you don't see anything strange. DP, what are you up to? Huh?
What else was there in the room, Adam?
In which room? In the
spare room, the one we were in there.
Spare room.
Yeah.
There was a box of family photos. One said Jerry's stuff. One just says stuff.
Let's go through Jerry's stuff.
Okay, so you're opening up the box and you see a big stack of baseball cards in there with elastic bands around them. Various different sporting memorabilia in there as well. That's about it.
Okay, I'm just going to put it back because I don't think it's right to just steal all this lady's possessions. Taking the food is one thing, and maybe a wrench, but yeah, potential valuables.
Can you do a wits check for me, please?
Wits check, yeah.
Yep.
1 success, 1 strange.
Cool. There is a shape at the window, a humanoid shape looking in. Because the light's on, you can't really see what it is. Just you see a silhouette.
Elise, just back away from just walk towards the door. No reason. Just trust me on this. And then I sort of walk backwards, as well.
Okay.
And then when we're both just about to exit the room, I'll turn the light off.
And you close the door?
Yep.
As you close the door, you both hear the shattering of glass but I will just ask everyone to say who they are and where you can be found. And we're going to start with Izzy because I like to put you under pressure as one of my oldest friends.
Ah, that's very sweet. Yeah, so I don't really know that anyone's going to want to follow me, but my Instagram is it's really long and not at all like user friendly. What even is it? It's Isabelle _page_might_be_cat.
And I'll put the link to everyone's. So it's Isabelle Page. It might be a cat. I mean, that's perfect. With underscores for the spaces.
Yeah.
And I will. I'll put that in the description below so people can find you and just look at your amazing pictures of you in costumes and just looking ridiculous, which is perfect. Yes. So thanks for that, Izzy. Matt.
You can find the podcast stuff at Togcast, TOGcast on the socials, and offlinegamer.co.uk. And I am on Twitter as QBIE.
Perfect. And Doddy?
I am under Summon Games for pretty much everything, and on Twitch under Summon Games DM.
Perfect. And of course, I am the ever excitable Adam, and you can find me on various different social media platforms. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. It's always Die Rollin. I'm not very very original. And I'm also on TikTok, which is worth a watch if you want to see a man nearing 40 try to do things that shouldn't be a nearly 40-year-old man doing. So yeah, feel free to check that out. That is a car crash waiting to happen. Thanks for watching part 1. Stay tuned because part 2 will be just here in one moment.